Da, da, da.
It is episode 112.
112. It's the fourth place video 3. Non-baseball episode. That's right. What does that mean, non-baseball episode?
I'm assuming it means like people that don't play baseball.
That is correct. It's people that don't play baseball. Okay?
Okay.
That's all these cards. People that don't play baseball. So we're going to go through these. I don't know an awful lot about a lot of these people. I really don't follow the NFL anymore. I don't know anything about golf. I don't follow racing, basketball. I watch hockey. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. How about you, Mateo?
I know one person out of all of them.
Yeah, he knows one person out of all of them. Well, I'm MP Fox.
Now I am C Fox.
Awesome. And we're going to go through this little stack of cards that came in the box for winning 4th place in whose contest?
I can't remember.
Blue Jacket 66. We took 4th place. So now we're going to show this. This is another reveal. We showed the oddities video before. And I'm just going to show a few cards here. Mateo, why don't you give me your impression of these cards? This is a card of Jody Conrad, I think. It is an autograph. We received an autograph insert card from Leaf Trading Cards. This card bears the authentic autograph of Jody Conrad. Do you know who she is?
Got no clue.
No clue? All right, well, what it looks like she's doing is she's in a deli in New York City going, I want the sandwich and I want it to be this size. Is that what that looks like?
Kind of.
Yeah? Or she just got done fishing and is telling a fish tale. I got a fish that's this big. Yeah, not really. Looking about Jody Conrad, do you know who she is or what sport she might be involved with? You got to sit up because people don't want to see half your head. So sit up. Okay, I know you're not interested in this, just like vintage, but we're doing it anyway.
I got no clues. Yeah.
She's a basketball coach, college basketball coach. She's got over 900 victories. She was the first coach to, I believe, 700 victories in women's college basketball. She's coached at Sam Houston State, Texas Arlington, and also Texas Longhorns, that is. And now she's the senior assistant advisor to the athletics women's department at University of Texas. I don't know. Something like that. But she is quite a name for those that know who she is. Right?
Sure.
Sure. It's a cool card, though, and it's a cool autograph. Then we also have 3 cards right here that we got. These are Sports Illustrated Kids cards. I could probably lay money on who tossed these in the kitty there. I guess the first question is, Mateo, do you know what sport that is?
Golf.
Golf? You got to talk up a little bit, buddy. It is golf, and there's 3 people on there. Have you heard of any of them? We've got Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, or Rory McIlroy.
No.
No? I've heard of one of those guys, and that's Rory McIlroy, and I'm not even sure why I heard of him. But I did a little research. This guy here, Dustin Johnson, he was the first player since Tiger Woods to win at least one tournament in each of his 7 years out of college.
Wow.
Do you know who Tiger Woods is?
I got no clue.
You have no idea who Tiger Woods is?
No.
Oh, man, I'm raising you wrong. Well, not really. I'm raising you right. But this gentleman here has won 20 PGA Tours. He's 1-1 in the PGA playoffs. He's won 7 European Tours. And also, in 2016, he won the U.S. Open. This gentleman, Ricky Fowler, what can you tell me about him, Mateo?
Absolutely nothing.
He's wearing a blue shirt. That's what I could tell you before this. However, in 2010, he was the PGA Rookie of the Year. He's won 5 PGA Tour events. He's 2 for 2 in PGA playoffs. He's also won 2 Europeans and one Asia Tour victory. Pretty exciting stuff, huh?
Maybe if I follow golf a bit more.
Maybe if I am. And then we've got Rory McIlroy. This is the one guy that I did hear about. He's been around for a while. He's had 15 PGA Tour wins, 1 and 2 in PGA playoffs. He's 13 European wins, 0-3 in European playoffs. He's won one Asia title. He's won anyway, but he's won 2 PGA championships. He's won 1 U.S. Open, and he's won 1 Open championship. So he's got some victories under his belt. So that means he's a pretty good golfer. I bet he's better than me and you.
Probably.
Me and you put together. I'll take him on at mini putt any day.
Yeah.
He can pay. We're going to leave the world of golf, and we're going to enter into a new world. And this is the world of what?
Football.
Football, that's right. And are you a football fan?
No.
No, I really am not a football fan either. Actually, I stopped watching NFL and following NFL after Brett Favre signed with the Minnesota Vikings. I lost all faith in football at that time because no way, no rhyme, no reason should a Pittsburgh Green Bay Packer ever sign with the Minnesota Vikings, especially someone with as storied a career as Brett Favre. Lost all faith. It made me ill to see him wearing purple in Minnesota. So I stopped. And I'm better off for it, I think. But this first card here is a card of Barry Sanders. He was quite the running back from Oklahoma State. This is from the NFL Pro Set card. What's interesting about him, and he was quite the running back, so you probably should learn this if you want. Played for the Detroit Lions his entire career. He was the 1988 Heisman Trophy winner. He was an awesome running back. He had 1,500 plus yards in his career, and he almost beat out Walter Payton for the all-time rushing leader. A few things. He was a 10-time Pro Bowler. He was an NFL Most Valuable Player. He was a 5-time NFL or 4-time NFL rushing leader. He, in 1991, was a leader in touchdowns. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, and please don't say them all because then I'll have a snooze alert.
He'll have a snooze alert. But yeah, he's lots and lots of things. The most controversial thing about him, too, it was after he signed a 6-year contract, I believe, with the Lions. It was 2 years into his contract, and it was in 1999 he faxed a letter. Am I keeping you awake? Barely keeping you awake? So please. Because you're making me tired by putting your head down on the table. But he faxed a letter into the Wichita newspaper that said that he was retiring. That seems kind of funny, doesn't it? Off the wall. He was in one of the prime. He was healthy and still putting up great numbers, and he retired just short of beating Walter Payton's record. So that was kind of a weird thing. Very weird thing that happened. The next person that we have is Jack Snow for the St. Louis Rams. Los Angeles Rams? It would have been LA Rams at that point. And this card is from 1972. This is when your dad was just a wee little boy. 1972. And I got some cards back from this time. I remember collecting football cards back then. Something I remember about this guy, he was originally drafted out of Notre Dame by the Minnesota Vikings. That's back when I still liked Minnesota. You just aren't into this, are you? No. But he was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. He was also a long ball threat, so there was a quarterback by the name of Roman Gabriel that played for the LA Rams, and he was his long guy and a deep threat. He also went on to be an actor. He also was in real estate. He was in an episode of Bewitched. That was pretty cool. And he has a very famous athlete son. Mateo, do you know who that is? Guess not. His name is J.T. Snow. Have you ever heard that name? He was an Angel player, and he also played... People most think of him as with the Angels and with the Giants. He also played 1 year, I guess, with the Yankees, and played with the Boston Red Sox also in there. And when his dad, this being his dad, when his dad passed away in the early 2000s, his JT took on his dad's number. He passed away from a septic infection. So not something I want to get. The next one's another football player. This is Simeon Rice of the Arizona Cardinals. This is a really cool card. Do you think it's a cool card?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, he was a beast, or could have been even better than he turned out to be. He played for the Cardinals. He did play for the Bucs for their Super Bowl team. He was part of that great defense. Also played for the Broncos and the Colts. Do you know what team he ended his career with?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Not the Minnesota Vikings. That's a good guess. He ended his career with a team called the New York Sentinels.
I've never heard of those.
Yeah. Probably most people haven't heard of the New York Sentinels, but it was in the United Football League, which I think lasted maybe 2 years, 1.5 years. He was the 1996 Defensive Rookie Player of the Year, and he was just an all-around decent ball player. He had some personality issues, however. And then this next one is from another sport that we really don't know anything about or follow here in this house, do we?
No.
Do you know what the sport is?
Car racing.
Car racing, yep. And this is a card, and these are all autographed by a guy by the name of Cruz Pedregon. Pedregon? How do you say that? Pedregon?
Probably Pedregon.
Pedregon, yes. He was a 2-time Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series Formula Funny Car Champion. That's a mouthful. Can you read some of his stats off the back there? Because apparently he's pretty good.
So, career wins, Nitro Funny Cars, 35.
35 career wins.
Alcohol Funny Car 1.
Alcohol Funny Car Racing 1.
Alcohol Dragster 3.
Alcohol Dragster 3.
Career Final Rounds, Nitro Funny Car 75.
Yeah, he was in a lot of finals and that sort of. You don't have to read the rest of them. We're just showing how much we don't know anything about racing. I think Nitro Funny Car Drag Racing, that's where there's 2 cars and they race down at one track. Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out on your iPad, see if there's a racing game. But this next car is really cool. While we aren't big NBA fans here and don't follow a lot of basketball, this is the NBA Hoops rookie card for David Robinson, the Admiral, one of the greatest basketball players, I guess, to ever play. He played his entire career with the San Antonio Spurs. Again, this is his rookie card. He was a 10-time NBA All-Star, not a two-time. In 1995, he was an NBA MVP, and he was a 2-time NBA champion. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame not once, but twice. Yes, twice. Once as a player, and then one time as an Olympian. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
He was quite the player. So this is his NBA Hoops rookie card. Very cool. Thank you very much. The next card that we got is this gentleman named Lance Franklin. This card must have came from down under. Why? Because this is an Australian rules football player. Funny thing is this guy over in Florida actually watches Australian rules football, so I know who this guy is, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I may be a Kill the Saints fan, however, this gentleman, he got his start in Hawthorn, and recently went to the Sydney Swans. He is one of the most prolific goal scorers, and he is one of the greatest players of his generation, they say, and one of the best players of all time. He's reaching the end of his career. He had to withdraw from some playoffs due to some personal issues. The man struggles with depression, and he also is a very outspoken person for help for depression and mental illness. So he appears to be a great human being, but he does have his struggles and his demons, and he is one of the greatest Australian rules football player of all times. Isn't that something?
Sure.
Dad actually knew something about a non-baseball sport.
What?
And it's crazy. It's Australian rules football. And the reason why I know that is when I moved to college, when ESPN was just in its infancy, it was known as the Entertainment Sports Network. And they used to play a lot of Australian rules football just to fill airtime. And I used to watch it all the time because I thought it was really cool. Our next card is 007. Do you know who 007 is? No? 007 is a spy named James Bond. You ever heard of James Bond? No. Well, this is James Bond, and it's a nice shiny card from a James Bond movie, Goldfinger, and it features on the front and on the back the lady of the movie, Pussy Galore, Goldfinger's personal pilot. Yes, she transported James Bond around. And there's the back of the card. And we're going to end this non-baseball series. And it looks like Mateo's pretty excited about the end of this. Okay? With a baseball kind of card, actually.
Will Ferrell!
Will Ferrell. Funny man Will Ferrell. Yes, and this is when he suited up for the Angels. Actually, Will Ferrell's got a bunch of cards out there. He played one game for a lot of different teams. So there's a lot of different cards out there. Did he get any hits? I can't even read this. Can you read that? Any his stats? What's his batting average lifetime?
Lifetime. It's okay. This is funny. It shows lots of different teams, and it says all 2015.
All 2015.
His average. 0.
It's 0. Does he have, well, obviously, then he doesn't have any hits. But yes, there's a lot of different cards out there of him with the different teams. So that is way cool. So that's video 3 for What's in the Box, the 4th place prize. We're going to be coming back probably in a week with another one. We're going to reveal some baseball cards this time, and the rest is all baseball all the time. And we're going to start with vintage.
See you later.
Until next time, who am I? MP Fox.
And I'm MC Fox.
Peace.